this is probably about to come out before the 2 that just came out before it. Like, an hour after, because I'm recording all 3 of these in the same day. But, like, I just saw the frickin' Summer Game Fest thing. It sucked. The only thing that was cool was the fact that they at least showed off Sonic Racing Cross Worlds DLC, and the fact that there's an Among Us series right now and a story-based Among Us game. Those are the only things I cared about. I was sitting there waiting to see, like, is there literally... I didn't expect there to be anything at all. It's like, that's already more than I was expecting. But like, I was already thinking, like, I doubt there's gonna be anything here that I care about. Like, the only thing that I actually got excited over was the Among Us story game. And then after, like, 5 minutes, I was just back to just like, okay, what else are they gonna show? Something that does have me kind of hyped, though, is the rumors of a Direct next week. And that has me really hyped. Because Nintendo had many little segments in that thing where they showed off a bunch of third-party titles that would, like, normally be, like, at the end of a Direct before the final announcement, how they just dish them out. And, I mean... Look, okay, I'm gonna say this right now. I wasn't gonna make this a whole long thing, but, like, okay. I watched the Mario 40th Anniversary Direct with my best friend, and we both agree that, like, there was something missing there. And with the amount of stuff they kept on coming out with about Mario, like, after that Direct, it was like, okay, I feel like something got delayed here. I feel like they needed to push something back. I feel like there was something that, you know, like, was supposed to be in this 40th anniversary, and they couldn't quite make it, so they just made, like, the big title, the Yoshi game, even though that's not even technically a Mario series game. It's a spin-off Mario series game, but it's its own series, and it's confusing. And then I noticed that the way that they've been doing it is free updates that improve performance on Switch 2 for, free updates for things on Switch 2. For any game that doesn't have a Switch 2 edition. Or a follow-up game. Like, Mario Tennis Aces didn't get an update, didn't get a Switch 2 edition, but Mario Tennis Fever released. Like, that kind of thing. Either it's got a free update, it got a game coming after it, or it got a Switch 2 edition. And you know what the one single Mario game that doesn't have any of those 3 is? Mario Maker. Super Mario Maker released in 2015, Mario Maker 2 in 2019. People loved both of those games to death. And Mario Maker 2 still has constant support and everything, and people are still uploading levels and doing things and finding out new things about the game. 7 years later, that game has such a dedicated community, and it hasn't received anything since 2022. So, I made the prediction that in the February Direct, they would reveal Mario Maker 3. And then they didn't. So then I said, okay, if it doesn't happen in June, it doesn't happen at all. And there's a leaked date for a Direct next week. So, yeah, the fact that Nintendo got a bunch of third-party stuff out of the way means, first of all, Deltarune Never talking about the Summer Games Fest, but Deltarune Tomorrow talking about the Directs. And it also, I'm pretty sure they're about to reveal Mario Maker 3. If they don't, I can't say I called it. If they do, I called it. I am just very hyped in general for games. Mainly the Nintendo stuff. I mean, right now I'm waiting on Deltarune. They just announced that freaking Among Us story game. I mean, like, that's about all I can even say in terms of games in general right now. Like, there isn't much outside of Nintendo, and with that, I'm waiting to see if there's gonna be a Mario Maker 3, I'm waiting on the Ocarina of Time remake, which is probably gonna be revealed in this Direct. I hate the fact that it's the frickin' 40th anniversary of Zelda, and they still have not even mentioned it, a single word. It's gotta happen, please, Ocarina of Time remake. That is the second best Zelda game behind Breath of the Wild. Please give me Ocarina of Time remake. It was leaked forever ago. Please. Really, I don't even have anything else to say. Just I want to see if there's a Mario Maker, and I want to see if there's Ocarina of Time. And that's all I really care about. And if there's Mario Kart World DLC, I'll lose my crap. Look, okay, I don't care if the game is $80. You don't judge a game based on its price tag, okay? You judge a game based on the contents of the game. And Mario Kart World is, I feel, not counting 8 Deluxe and the Booster Course Pass, objectively the best Mario Kart game. I know that's probably a very unpopular opinion. People simp for Wii and DS, and then also, like, everyone hates the game for no reason. But all the complaints people have about the game are the most made up things of all time. I mean, like, the biggest critique is straight lines. And I have never once, I was counting for the first, like, 4 months of the game. There was never a straightaway that wasn't on a intermission or route or whatever you call it, going to Koopa Troopa Beach, like, through the water. Besides those, which, by the way, they've updated since then, and still, now none in the entire game, have you going on a straight line for more than 10 seconds. You know what does? Crown City! An actual track. Like, people are out here complaining about straight lines. It's the most made up thing of all time. It drives me insane. Sorry, I'm going insane. Like, all the complaints about that game are the most made up complaints of all time. That's all I can really say. Besides the price tag. It really shouldn't be $80, but, I mean, every single other game that they've put out has been $70, so I'm pretty sure that was just a one-off $80 thing. Yeah. No. If they, like, Mario Maker 3, really hoping that's about to happen. Zelda Ocarina of Time remake, I would lose my crap. Please give it to me. It's the 40th anniversary. Please, I love that game. And Delta tomorrow. And then, I don't think it's gonna happen, but Mario Kart World DLC, please, Nintendo. I don't think it's gonna happen. I do feel like DLC will happen. I don't think it's gonna happen now. How about that? Yeah. Yeah. If Mario Kart World DLC does happen now, my only hope is that I see Pipeline and I see Thwomp Ruins. Piranha Plant Pipeline is the best track in Mario Kart Tour by far. Besides, out of its, 7, original tracks, not the cities. I think some of the cities are better. But it is by far its best, original track. And then it's the only one they didn't put in 8 Deluxe, because of course it is. So I really, really hope that track can come, because right now it is only playable for 2 weeks in July. That is, if you want to play Piranha Plant Pipeline, it's got to be the middle of July for 2 weeks on your phone, and that's the only point in time you can. People have had, 6 weeks total to play Pipeline, because 2023, 2024, 2025. And it's such a good track. I really hope that they have Pipeline. And then Thwomp Ruins is literally just because it would go so hard. We don't have an 8 Deluxe Nitro. Sure, yeah, technically they call Sky High Sunday one, but it was a tour track before it was ever even conceptualized to be an 8 Deluxe track. The Booster Course Pass wasn't even conceptualized when that course was finished for tour. So, it's a tour track. I don't care. But, it's just, why is there no 8 Deluxe track? I really just hope there's any GBA track. Thwomp Ruins, because I think it would just go so hard in World. And then Pipeline. Those are my hopes. If I had to choose a GBA track, probably Lakeside Park? Just because, there's already a volcano on the World. I was just thinking, the tour version of Lakeside Park, if they adapted that, because, it really bugged me when not all the GBA courses from Tour came. Because, all of Tour's tracks are either, pretty basic, no real changes remakes, or completely everything's different, and they were porting, all the completely everything's different. And then they just didn't port all the GBAs or the RMX courses, so it was just, Those, when tour ends, those are just gone. Those models, those versions of these courses will never be available. And that really bugs me. And I feel like one that could definitely use, just, incorporate, base it off that model, make it like a extremely faithful remake, but make it an extremely faithful remake to that model, you know what I mean? Would be Lakeside Park, because the Tour Lakeside Park remake is really, really, really good. But I still wouldn't complain if there's something like Yoshi Desert. That one's Tour remake was pretty simple, but, if they just took the ideas that the Tour remake had, and, that one's Tour remake was on the lines of, Sunset Wilds. Which, if you know anything about what I'm talking about, you probably, you know what Sunset Wilds looks like in 8 Deluxe, that's what it looked like in Tour. Yoshi Desert is kind of along the same lines, except, instead of it being, just really big bumps at the end, it's it had elevation all throughout, but it was almost entirely flat still. It had, bumps and ridges, and there was a little pool of water and stuff, but overall, the variation in elevation, if you could stack carts on top of each other, would be, 4 Mario and the standard carts stacked on top of each other. That's the full length of elevation, if that makes sense. Yeah. So, I mean, that would be a really nice one to remake. Just base it off the Tour version, but at the same time, the Tour version was really simple. What's another Tour track that's in, or GBA track that's in Tour? Bowser Castle 4, that one is so good. They did so good with that remake. The only problem is that it can't be in World because of the fact that they ditched prefixes. World doesn't even have its own Mario circuit because they brought back the SNES one, so they couldn't have an overlap. They ditched the prefixes, so they can't just have 2 Bowser's Castles. The only difference would be that people understand that one is from a previous game and one is not. And if you aren't that well versed in Mario Kart, you're probably not even going to know Bowser Castle 4 exists, let alone recognize it, because of how intricate that remake was. I loved Tour's version of Bowser Castle 4. And I was so, so sad when it didn't come to the Booster Course Pass. I wasn't too sad, though, because I was really, really, really hoping that Bowser Castle 3 would. And it did. But, still, man. Bowser Castle 4 was so good. Yeah, I feel like I can't think of any other ones. Tour had its own remix of Peach and Luigi Circuit from GBA. Luigi Circuit was basically one of those that, wasn't changed at all, though. Peach Circuit was pretty good in Tour. Peach Circuit was really good in Tour. But I don't think they would bring that back. And if they did for some reason bring back Peach Circuit, they certainly aren't making it look like the Tour version. Yeah, the more that I think about it, the more it's huh. Yeah, I guess the only real GBA track I actually want is Lakeside Park, and I would want them to heavily base it on the Tour version. So I guess there are 3 tracks that I want. Thwomp Ruins, Lakeside Park, and Piranha Plant Pipeline. I started recording this because I wanted to complain about Summer Game Fest and how I really wanted Deltarune. And I've just been talking about Mario for the past, 15 minutes almost. Yeah, by the way, Thwomp Ruins, I don't want it to be, even remotely close to its original version. The remake of the song that they have for, the jukebox feature that can play in, free roam and some of the Roots intermissions, whatever, is, a heavy, metal remix. And that's the only, and, many of the songs have multiple versions, and that's the only version of the Thwomp Ruins. So, considering how wise and mystical, I say wise, whimsical and mystical. Wow, that rhymes. I like that. And the word rhymes. It rhymes. Oh, that was so good. Didn't even intend on that. But yeah, I really, yeah. I don't want them to make it look like the original, because if they make it look like the original, it'll just be grayed out version of Great Question Block Ruins. I don't want that. Right? I mean, obviously not, but I mean, for people who don't know the tracks, you know, like, it would just be like, for like a casual player, it's like different version of Great Question Block Ruins. No, I think since at the very start of Thwomp Ruins, you go into like a little cave area, like, they should just have the whole track be like underground ruins. Like, I feel like they should take Thwomp Ruins, and they should make it like this underground cave, where at the glider section at the end, you can pop back out. Which I guess at the same time is kind of the idea of Pipeline, but Pipeline is not at all that. Pipeline is you're inside of warp pipes the whole time. I'm talking about like you see like rocks and stuff above you and everything. You know, I'm not even remotely talking about like, I mean, Pipeline, you go through a canyon at one point. There's that little part that has an opening where you can see into a cave, but like you're mainly just looking like at green, blue, red, and yellow the whole time because you're going through those colored warp pipes. Like you're never really seeing like big open cave that's dimly lit with like fire and stuff. I'm thinking like very faithful recreation of the track in a completely different setting. That's what I'm thinking for Thwomp Ruins. Obviously they would have to axe the anti-gravity, but I'm specifically saying Thwomp Ruins would be a really good one to remake because not only they could change it up so much and like make it really cool, and also the song and everything, but also just because they wouldn't have to completely butcher the track because of the anti-gravity, because the anti-gravity isn't that heavy, and it doesn't like have you like twisting and turning all over the place like Big Blue did. It just kind of mildly shifts you upwards onto a wall slowly over time, and then you come back down off of it. So like they could just like flatten that out. Like if you flatten that, I'm pretty sure the track wouldn't even really change at all. So yeah, I really want those 3 tracks from Mario Kart World DLC. And with Mario Kart World DLC, I really want King Bob-omb, because I was so annoyed. I literally made a whole petition and everything. I mean, it wasn't a real petition. I just had, like, a fake contract where, like, I just wrote down a bunch of stupid crap and said, JFK, Justice for King, because of Peach getting in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe over King Bob-omb. That annoyed me so much. Yeah, so... Yeah. King Bob-omb, those 3 tracks, that's what I want from Mario Kart World DLC. Really hoping I'm right about Mario Maker 3. Really hoping they're gonna reveal that Ocarina of Time remake, and Deltarune tomorrow. Like, that's what I want. Summer Game Fest had Among Us story game. That's cool. That's really cool. It made me excited. It had Among Us series. That's cool. I kind of smirked at that. It had the Crossworlds DLC. I was like, okay, yeah, no, that's nice, okay, we're seeing the next wave of that. That was about the end of it in my mind. I have the game and I have the DLC, but only because I had a ton of extra money and didn't know what to do with it. I mean, I got the game for Christmas and I had a ton of extra money, so I got the DLC, that's what I mean. So I was like, okay, like... Yeah, like that's cool, but I don't care too much. Among Us series, that's really cool. I like that. Among Us story-based game, lost my crap for a little bit. But I mean, that was 2 hours of mid. That was 2 hours of sucky crap. So, yeah, I'm really hoping that this Nintendo Direct can have those 3 Nintendo-based announcements that would be really, really peak and cool and nice, and I would love them. And also Deltarune tomorrow. That's really what I'm hoping. And I really thought that Deltarune would be in the Summer Games Fest. I sat through the 10 minutes of Final Fantasy stuff just so that I could see, like, if Toby just showed up at the very end is like, ah! Because I wanted to be 100% sure. And this is the day after the anniversary. The only reason that this isn't the anniversary is because of the fact that since the Switch 2 released in the other side of the world... like, so much sooner than it released here, and the promise was for the game to release whenever the Switch 2 did. It had to release a day early in this part of the world. So, really, this was the aimed release date. So this would have been the 1-year anniversary, and then it could have been so cool if Toby had a trailer, and then literally wrote on the trailer, tomorrow, because Deltarune tomorrow. Everyone knows Deltarune tomorrow. Like, that would have been so good. And it's not out of the realm of possibility because that's what Chapter 2 did. Chapter 2 was only 2 days away from its release date. I'm getting so worked up about this. This is about to be the longest thing on the channel, I think. I don't think anything has gotten to 20 minutes yet. And this is just me yapping about Nintendo and Deltarune. What is this? What is my life? Also, the reason that I'm able to record this right now, whenever, like I said, I was, I just finished watching it, and I might have implied that I watched it live, I don't know. It's because no one is home right now, so that's why I'm able to record this right now instead of in the middle of the night. Obviously I wouldn't be this loud if it were the middle of the night. But yeah, that's really about it. Yeah, gotta delve into my mind. I wanted this to be like 2 minutes and ended up being 10 times that. Yeah, got a little bit of a delve into my mind, how my brain works. If you can't tell, I am extremely invested in Mario Kart. Way more than anyone else. It is one of my little autism things that I love and enjoy and cherish with my entire life. So yeah, very, very amped about that in general. But yeah, if you like listening to me, subscribe. If you don't, you know, same thing I say all the time. I want the people here who care. Same thing I say every single time. But yeah, sorry that you came here probably not expecting this. Well, actually, I can just change the title. I was gonna call this all caps Deltarune Never because of the Summer Game Fest thing. And that was the whole reason that I even pulled this up. But I could just have the title be anything else. Like, I don't have to name it all caps Deltarune Never. I can call it whatever. So yeah, if you probably came here actually getting exactly what you expected. Yeah, no, sorry that I'm extremely hyper. Yeah, this is actually how I mostly normally am. Whenever, like, I would normally be recording these. The thing is, right, I have, like, a built-in energy system, right? Whenever I don't have an ability to release, like, energy, like, be, like, a little bit peppy, have, like, a little bit of energies throughout the day, then whenever I do get a chance, it just all comes out at once, and that's what is being experienced in this. So I'm sorry that I've been so loud and energetic. But that's all. Okay, goodbye. I'm not trying to keep you here any longer. I keep yapping. I never stop. My arm hurts because I record all these on my phone, and I've just been sitting here holding my phone in the same position this whole time. Okay, goodbye.